This video has the answers to lesson 7-5 about percents. The first few questions we are asked to write as a fraction in simplest form. The method is to understand that any percent is a fraction with a denominator of 100. Then you can reduce. For instance, number 1, 25% literally means 25 per 100. Now reduce. You can reduce manually, top and bottom both divide by 25, or you could reduce automatically using the calculator. Either way, you will get 1/4. 25% is equal to the fraction 1/4. Number 3, 37.5% means 37.5 per 100. It might be helpful to think of this as 37.5 over 100. But now we need to give our answer in simplest form. And a fraction in simplest form is not going to have a combination of a decimal and a fraction. So let's multiply top and bottom by 10. And the reason you do that is because it takes the decimal 37.5 and makes it into 375 over 1,000. Now this can be reduced. The calculator is probably the fastest way because of the size of the numbers. This is equal to 3/8. Number 5, 60% means 60 per 100. Now reduce. Top and bottom both divide by 20, creating 3/5. Number 7, this is 72 per 100. Now reduce. Top and bottom are both divisible by 2, creating 36/50. Both of these numbers are divisible by 2, creating 18/25. Again, please remember that you can use the TI-30 calculator. Just type that original fraction in with the fraction key and push enter, and it's going to say 18/25. The next group of problems are a type of question in mathematics where there's a percent mentioned, some number is associated with the word of, and another number is associated with the word is. All of these problems will have within them the words percent, of, and is. Number 13, 32% is the percent. Of 300 is the number associated with the word of. And then when it says is what number, that's associated with the word is. The way that this problem is done is to understand that this percent has a decimal that's associated with it. 32% is 32 out of 100, or the decimal 0.32. The word of is the math operation multiply. The word is an equal symbol. When it says what number, since we don't know what that number is, we could choose a variable to represent it, such as x. This problem is 0.32 times 300, and that's equal to some unknown amount, which we're calling x. Just multiply these together on the calculator, and we will know the answer for x. X equals 96. 32% of 300 is 96. There's a way to check your answer. Is 96 of 300 32%? So take a calculator and go 96 out of or divided by 300. That's the decimal 0.32, which is 32%. So the answer is 96. Now number 17. 1/2% is 1/2 out of 100. What is this as a decimal? 1/2 divided by 100 is the decimal 0.005. It asks us, is what number? We don't know what that number is. Let's call it x. The word of is multiplication. So our setup is 0.005 multiplied by 12, and that's equal to the number that we're trying to figure out. On a calculator, go 0.005 times 12, and the value of x is 0.06. 0.5% of 12 is this very small amount, 0.06. Number 21. Remember that 6% as a decimal is 0.06. The way that you figure out is that you think of 6% as 6 out of 100. Take the calculator and type 6 divided by 100 and push enter, and it's going to say 0.06. Okay, now remember that the word is your equals. So we have 21 equals 0.06 times x. It says of what? We don't know what that is, so we're going to call it x, and remember the word of is multiply. Here's our equation. We can divide both sides by the 0.06 to get the answer for x. 350. Remember, there's a way to check the answer if you understand the relationships of the numbers. 21 out of 350 is what percent? Is it 6%? So let's go 21 divided by 350. That is the decimal 0.06, which is 6%. Now, if you don't really understand the relationships of the three things in the problem, then doing the check might be difficult as well. Number 25. 75% is the decimal 0.75. When it says of what number, that's where we're going to have our x. So 4.2 is, which is equals, 0.75 times x. To get x alone, divide by the 0.75. And the result is 5.6. Now number 27. This time, the thing that we don't know is the percent. We could call that x. It says of 45. Remember that the word of is multiplication. The word is where your equals is. So we have some percent that we don't know, we're going to call it x, times 45 is 7.2. To get x alone, you divide both sides by 45. And the result is 0.16. Now, 0.16 is the decimal version of the percent that we're trying to figure out. So this is actually 16%. The question asks us, what percent? When we did our math, we got a decimal. You need to put enough thought into the problem to realize that when you get that decimal, that's not directly the percent. You need to write that decimal in its percent format. Now number 29, the unknown percent we'll call x. The of 150 is going to be multiply by 150. The is 3 is going to be equals to 3. So we have x times 150 is 3. So x is equal to 3 divided by 150. Now dividing this will get us a decimal, 0.02. What do you have to do to that decimal to get a percent? This is 2%. The way that you change a decimal into a percent is to think about the meaning of the decimal in its fraction format. The first position is the tenths position. The second position is the hundredths position. This decimal point 0.02 is literally read as 200ths. And 200ths is, by definition, 2 per 100, or 2%. So you can see in this lesson that you need to develop fluency between three forms of a number. One form is called percent, one form is called a decimal, and the other form is called a fraction. They're all equivalent to each other, and you need to know how to transition between them. Now, the next set of problems involve prices, and then either discounts or markups. A discount is a decrease in price because it's on sale. A markup is an increase in price. So number 33, there is some item, it's originally priced $12, but it's on sale for 25% off. What is the amount of the price decrease? We want to find 25% of the $12. Now, notice when I do this math that I'm just automatically taking 25% and writing it in its decimal version. So 25% of 12 is 3, or $3, because we're working with money. Now, what's the new price? The original price was $12. It's on sale for $3 off, and so the new price is $9. Now, number 37. There's some item, it's originally priced for $44, but it's marked up 25%. What is the amount of the price increase? So 25%, but in its decimal form, multiplied by the price. That's $11. So what would be the new price? 44 plus 11. This is $55. Notice that when a price is discounted, you subtract from the original price to get the new, cheaper price. But when a price is marked up, you have to add to the original price to get the new, more expensive price.